My stepmom was asking me more questions about the non-binary thing, and after talking to me for a bit, she said, "Oh, so you're a rosé, not a Chardonnay transitioning to a Merlot, just your own unique type," which was such a middle-aged white woman way to frame it. But I cannot lie, gang, it did make me want to cry. Dionysus compelled her in that moment. Yo, wait, no, that's actually kind of really good. Thank God for Dionysus. He's an okay guy, bit of an alcoholic, and obviously ignores his kids, but at least, oh my God, at least he respects trans identities. I know I like that guy in Hades for reasons. Well, hey there, kids. It's time for a new meme video, and I hope you're all ready and excited for this one. So, memes? Memes. Memes. At a board slide sex change. New bottom surgery just dropped. Well, that's good to know. Also, can't play that music, but still, oh my God, new bottom surgery? Hell yeah, we'd love to hear that. Being trans is so interesting because there's individual traits like body hair that I know I'll love once I look more of them, but because dysphoria is mean and evil, I gotta obliterate it soon. Hairy womanhood will be mine, and I shall leave this smoothness behind me. That's totally fair. Hairy women, based, hot, love them. And if you hear my cat in the background, it's because she really wants attention, and I am going to be giving it to her. I've been giving it to her this entire time while we've been recording, but she's just very chatty. But we love hairy women. We love women with hair just as much as we love women without hair. Hair is for everybody, all right? Be your hairiest self if you want to be hairy, and be your smooth self if you want to be smooth. Listen, I love being smooth, and I honestly, even as a guy, I like being smooth. And then this is not just for trans femmes, this is also for trans femmes. If you want to be hairy, be hairy. If you want to be smooth, be smooth. Be the person that you want to be. I understand that some of you probably want to be hairy, but you're smooth, and I'm so sorry. Trust me, we feel that curse, because some of us are hairy, and we want to be smooth. But long way of just saying, be you, be yourself, whatever that may be. Hell yeah, we love that. Just because I'm a trans woman doesn't mean I need to follow the stereotype. Isn't that right, Blowhigh? Hey, that doesn't mean I don't anyway. Yeah, listen, not everyone's going to fit every stereotype, and you don't have to follow all the stereotypes. I'm going to continuously say this. Is it fun to partake in stereotypes where they be like, oh, I'm a stereotype? Yeah, it's good for like a nice little laugh, but at the same time, it doesn't define who you are as a trans person, and quite frankly, in all honesty, there's more to being trans than those stereotypes. Again, it's funny to be like, haha, stereotype, but at the same time, just be you. Whatever that is and however you are is totally okay. And I just want you to know, if you don't relate to some trans stereotypes, because quite frankly, I don't either, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're any less trans than you were before, and it doesn't mean anything else. There is no trans maxing in the community, period. Or at least it shouldn't be. Oh my God. If you are doing the whole, you've got to pass all these checks to be trans, get out of here. Seriously, get out. I recently put into words my gender's interesting fluidity. Like a gem, when I view it from different perspectives, it changes, taking on a unique luster. I will thus be calling my gender, gender. Oh my God, that's so good. It kind of reminds me of people whenever I hear hospital or Winton. So it's yeah. But no, I mean, I think there's various ways to talk about gender, and there's various ways to describe gender. I mean, in a lot of different cultures, sometimes I think it's Norse mythology where gender is described as men being made of oak and women being made of yew. But then that implies that there are various other genders because there are so many different trees out there. So it's very interesting of how you're able to describe one's gender based off of, things that we already know or things that we can show. And in all honesty, I think that's kind of a beautiful thing, especially once you start breaking down those societal norms and you start breaking down those walls and you start to realize that gender is just a performance. And quite frankly, in all honesty, even though there are a lot of things about everybody's gender that overlaps, there are some things that, might stray a little bit, but that doesn't make anybody any less of said gender at all. So whatever it is that helps you to describe your gender, absolutely amazing. And if you can fit a pun into it, phenomenal. Gender, so good. Hello, my new master. I am the Genie of the lamp, and I shall grant you 3 wishes. Miss Genie, can you turn me into a pretty lady? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Let's just call this one a freebie. Hooray! Your second wish is granted, Master. And for your final wish, another! I can confirm the collab that I did with Mina, she does have a lot of blow height, and I would not blame her for wanting more. Are you kidding me? Those things are extremely cuddly and amazing, and also so real of that Genie for just allowing for you to be trans as a free wish. Not the stupid, like, does a little finger snap and then all of a sudden it's just like, nothing has changed. It's just like, no. You're fully gonna get the body that you're wanting. Yeah, here you go. That one's on me. That's a public service for me. Anyways, what were your 3 wishes again? So, finally, a good version of this meme. Thank you, Mina. So you're trans? So what you doing with your balls? Hopefully able to put them on as skate nuts on my skateboard, so anytime that I'm off skateboarding, I drag them on the pavement behind me so that way they can get shredded and destroyed. I'm stealing that from a friend of mine, by the way. That's something that she wanted to do with her balls. Or wait. You know, the hope core that I did of like, fucking yeet my balls for a dog to hatch them, and as soon as a dog grabs them, splatters all over the place. I don't need them anymore. Fuck it, go make some Rocky Mountain oysters for your pup or something. I don't want my balls anymore, and I don't really care to have them, and it's none of your business what I do with them. Actually, another one of my friend thought was funny was to pickle them so that way she could just have them preserved someplace and just be like, there's all of the children that I could have had. I don't know, do something weird with them, something extremely funny, and it's none of your business what I do with them, all right? Look, shoot them like 3-pointers into the trash. I mean, the doctor can do that. Hey, doctor, could you do me a favor? After you wake me up, could you like let me eat them myself? Like, give me some gloves if I have to, but let me just them into the trash. That would be the best thing that you could possibly have me do. I'm just saying that, or I don't know, let me have a mallet. Can I have a mallet, please? Let me have a mallet. No, don't worry about it. Get a taxi or something. I'll send you some cash. Thanks, girl. Say hi to the girlfriend for me. You sent $20 to deadname. Received $20 from deadname. And you shall never speak of it again. This is very similarly the thing of artists and VTubers or content creators doing commissions. It's one of the things of like, you see each other's names and you do a little private handshake and be like, we will never speak of this again. This will never be talked about again. No one will ever know your actual name and no one will ever know my actual name. We're moving on. So it's, yeah, just one of the things. I hate stuff like PayPal and how they do that, and also banking apps. Just allow for people to change their names. I will say, like, the bank that I originally was a part of, I ended up changing banks, but the original bank that I was a part of, they let me change my first name without any issues, and everything that came in outside of like official checks and everything actually had my preferred name on it, and it felt so good. It was so amazing. And it's just like, hey, banks, why don't you just allow that? You don't need to have the person's legal name on every piece of document paper. There are some things that you can just, especially for things like this, you can just have it be their preferred name. That's it. It's really not that hard or that difficult. And I say this as a software engineer, it really is not that hard or difficult to program something like that. It's just an extra field, an extra column in the database. And it doesn't have to be immediately populated either. Me, trans, FTM, texting my mom, who I'm out to, about something I did. Oh, lol, can I tell that to my friends? Me, sure. Oh, my daughter did this really funny thing where she just went for a walk and yap. Mom, who I'm out to, and she's really supportive. I wonder what she's writing about me exactly. My daughter did this funny thing. She went for a walk and... Wait, daughter? She? Why? It's one of the things, I had this with my mom, and it took me a little bit to finally get it through her head that even when she's referring to me in the past, I am not he, him. I am still she, her. Even if I knew it at the time or not, I'm she, her. I've always been she, her. And this goes for my trans mask. You were always he, him, regardless of where you were in your life. And this also goes for like my non-binary people. You were always, whatever your pronouns are, you were always those pronouns, regardless of where you were in your life. And I had to drill that into my mom because it took her a while to finally understand that. And I am thankful that she would actually sit down with me and listen to me as I had that conversation with her. So, you know, sit her down, maybe have a conversation with your mom about that and explain to her why that is, especially if she's supportive. She should understand, and I hope that she understands, but, you know, have a little conversation with her and get that figured out. And they're a little confused, but they got the spirit. Almost there, Mom. You're almost there. In other news, the president is calling trans people predators and terrorists. Here's a cis person reacting. It's hard to feel like the horrors are beatable when the whole world's against you. Some horrors can't be beaten, but they can be outlasted. There's no shame in just surviving for a while. Trilobite Chan. Sometimes we have to survive the horrors that we're going through. And I know with this current administration, a lot of us are holding out that he's just going to keel over at some point in time. You know, hopefully not in his sleep. He doesn't decide to go peacefully. But yeah, it's just one of the things of like, sometimes we have to outlast the horrors and we have to help do them because there can just be so much and it can be so exhausting. And that's why I really want to like stress it to people that it's okay to take a break and it's okay to step away from stuff because you're a person. There's only so much that you can handle. And there's only so much that you can do. And it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to relax a little bit and take a break and come back whenever you're ready. Because at the end of the day, there's more to life than just always worrying and being anxious because that's partially what they want. They want you to be scared and terrified and worried and anxious because then that makes it easier for you to be divided from the rest of the group. And you honestly should take your time and process things one at a time. And at the same time, like that being said, you have to understand others are doing that too. Not everyone's going to know everything. There's some things that I don't know about that are happening in this world that are atrocities. And sure, as I learn about them, I then take action. But there are some things that I bet I enjoy that I had no clue or have no clue of how terrible they are. So just understand it's okay to take a break. It's okay to just survive, to just live and do what you need to do to keep yourself safe. But at the same time, whenever you're ready and whenever you're able to help beat down the horrors of the world, we'll be here with you. So do what you need to do and do what you can, and we'll see you around. You're a girl. You're a girl. You're a girl. Yeah, you were right. I am a girl. You are a boy. Oh my god. I swear this is just people who really honestly just want to like make people upset and they don't really even care about the other person that they're talking to. And they're just trying to make other people feel bad because they want to feel better about themselves, even though that's not really how feeling better about yourself works in the first place. But what do I know? I'm just somebody who's extremely happy with who she is and the way that she presents and the way that she sounds. And yeah, nothing, no, not a single anything that could, it's just, I don't know. These people have got to be extremely miserable. And the only thing that they can see as being able to make themselves better is by quite literally just making other people feel bad. And it's just, do better. You should never ask a trans man if he can get pregnant, a trans woman to let you hear her original voice. How about no? And envy what gender they were assigned at birth. It's a lamb. Yeah, that's complicated. Any trans person, what's in their pants? A gun. Yeah, I mean, just don't. Oh my god, I love the trend of people who always, whenever it comes to, oh, what's in your pants? And they pull something out like a boa constrictor or a bird. Yep, I mean, I've got a in my pants. If you want to see, it pulls out my cat. I mean, there's currently a cat in my lap as I'm recording. But it's just like, you don't ask these questions to other people, especially like if they're cis. Like, oh, come on, are you really going to be asking somebody? Because it's just, to me, this is very similar to seeing a person of color and like asking where they're from, right? You're seeing somebody, or you maybe have gained information, and then you're making an assumption based off of what you perceive, and none of that really matters. It's not that important. It's not something that you need to know. And quite frankly, and in all honesty, it's disgusting. It's extremely disgusting. And you really honestly shouldn't be doing that. And like, there's a lot of parallels, I would say, to some of these questions that are asked to trans people, to people of, you know, various nationalities and color and other things. And I'm not really a person to talk about said things because I'm whiter than a sheet of paper. But at the same time, recognizing like why these are problematic and how they're problematic, and when we face down and how we try to stop one bigotry can lean into helping stop other bigotries. Just a little bit of food for thought. You don't talk to your family anymore? Nah. Can I ask why? Sure. It's not much a secret. I'm trans. They're super religious and conservative. I think you can guess how that went. Jesus. Yeah, that was their argument too. Listen, fam, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I'm gonna stick with saying this, but that might be your blood family, and that might be people who you're related to, and those people might have had some kind of influence when when you were growing up, but that's not your family. Your family are the people who are going to respect you and who are going to be with you regardless of what you're going through, and they're going to love you no matter what. Sometimes they might get on your case a little bit about some stuff just to keep you honest and realize that maybe sometimes some of the takes that you have aren't the best, and maybe you need to grow a little bit more in some cases. But they do it out of love, and they do it out of making sure that you are the best person that you can possibly be. They don't want you to be a mirror image of themselves. They want you to be you. And honestly, I understand why a lot of queer people in general might have religious trauma, and why, in all honesty, a lot of these bigotries are just used as an excuse to literally push violence and hate onto queer people, onto people of color, onto Jesus Christ, like right now with people simply just being hated for the fact that they're Muslim. It's just recycled hate.
No matter how much you change your body, archaeologists will still dig up a male skeleton.
Even if that was true, you didn't even account for the bomb strapped to my chest. I hate this argument being used, the archaeologist bit. The bomb strap, funny, amazing. But it's just one of the things of like, you understand they're not going to care, right? Like, do you understand that they're going to check what you're buried with and they're going to make guesses based off of that? And the other thing too is archaeologists don't study pelvises or anything like that, because that doesn't really culturally tell you the gender of somebody. But at the same time, I'm going to cremate my body. They're going to be looking at a bunch of ashes, but like,
these are male ashes.
explain that one to me. Explain to me how you can tell male ashes from female ashes. I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about that. No. Go ahead. Tell me. How are you going to decide what are male ashes from female ashes? Yeah. Oh, you're struggling to come up with an answer, aren't you? Oh, they're gonna know based off of your records and your data. And yeah, they're gonna look at my records and see that I transitioned and I have been a woman my entire life. I just didn't know it until I was about 28. Checkmate, snowflakes. All right, anyways, go cry. Social media decided to start showing me insane amount of motherhood-related ads and content. As much as affirming as it is, there's like 100% chance that it will never become relevant to my life. So I would really appreciate for it to stop. Yeah, especially for my wife and I, who are both not planning on having kids. Like, I can't have kids, my wife isn't planning on having kids, and neither of us want to have kids, but yet we still get commercials for diapers and formula powders and like everything. Gerber, you get to save money for your children's future. No, the only kids I'm gonna have are little fur babies. All right, listen, I got another cat in my lap right now. I've been having cats come in and out of my lap all recording. They've been sleeping in my lap because this is where they like to be, and quite frankly, in all honesty, I prefer little fur babies because they're so much easier to take care of. But at the same time, yeah, it's like euphoria on one hand, right? Because it's just like, thanks for showing me the things that really relate to my gender, but oh my god, tell me about that you don't think any more or less of women are especially around my age than you currently do right now. Please tell me how you think every woman my age needs to really start thinking about having kids. Gross. I lived more in my head than I lived in real life. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel this one really hard, and I had to include this because I really didn't live my life. I thought I was living my life, but I was really just living in my head, not realizing that I was causing myself so much pain and so much hurt with the amount of alcohol that I was drinking, and with how little I actually cared for myself. Because sure, I went through the motions of showering and shaving my face whenever the beard was too itchy, and getting my hair cut every once in a while, and getting dressed and going to classes, going to work. But it all was just a numb feeling. I didn't feel myself. I'd been beaten down by society to be this person who worked a 9-to-5, who got their education, who couldn't really express themselves. I was a cog in the machine. And when COVID finally hit and I had time to sit down in my office and just think to myself about everything, and I had a lot of time. I just want you all to know, software engineers, software developers have a lot of downtime. Trust me. There's some coding here where you get this stuff done, but then if you ever have to get an answer for somebody else, you have to send them a message, and you can't really do anything until you get that message done. You could probably take up another story, or if you already have another story on hand, you can do some stuff. Oh my god, a lot of downtime. But just while that downtime was happening, I had time to sit there and think to myself, why am I not happy? I got 2 beautiful cats. I am paying my student debt at a reasonable rate. Got a well-paying job. I've got a beautiful partner who is absolutely amazing and fantastic. But why do I feel so unhappy with who I am? And just thinking about that and finally realizing that I was unhappy with myself because I never was myself. I was stuck in the image of who everybody else wanted to see me as and not as who I was. And whenever I finally realized that I was performing somebody else, that's when I finally started to be able to live my actual life. So now here I am. Yes, I was still a cog in the machine for a little bit because I did keep up with the software engineering for a little while, but even then, I understood that I didn't really fit. And now I'm here, making videos, talking to you all, chatting with you all about stuff, and being this positive reinforcement. So just know that over time and with time, things will get better. And once you're free, and you're no longer living in your head, it is so good. So hopefully that time is sooner than later. It's just hit me that I have to take these every single day for the rest of my life. It's okay though, because these aren't responsible for my identity. They're just elevating what's already within me.
Facts, Terry, so real. Honestly, another relatable Terry comic.
It's just like HRT, medicine, surgeries. None of that defines you being trans. None of that is responsible for your identity, and none of that defines your identity. All it really honestly does is it just elevates it for you if you honestly feel the need for it. And I know for like myself personally, yes, some surgeries would be really nice. You know, some FFS would be really great to be able to like help shape my face to be more feminine and honestly I look like my mom. But at the same time, also some bottom surgery to help me with being able to fully get rid of the dysphoria that's down there. Thankfully, at this moment, talking helps a lot, but at the same time, that all just elevates and reinforces my identity. And knowing that I am a woman, I really don't need those to be a woman. And you don't either. Now, I'm not here saying, well, you don't need HRT to do it. No. Listen, every time I've said this, every time that I have said, you don't need HRT, you don't need the surgeries, you don't need any of this to be trans, it is reassuring for you to feel comfortable that you don't feel pressured to have to do this stuff. And I know for a lot of people, you know, if you want to go onto HRT, get some surgeries done, if you want to dress a certain way, sound a certain way, whatever it may be for you, that's amazing. And that works. And that's great. And I'm going to be right behind you cheering. But at the same time, like, don't tell people that they have to pass or that they have to be on HRT or that they have to get surgeries. Don't be a trans medicalist. Being trans is multifaceted. And quite frankly, maybe some people can't either afford HRT or any of those surgeries or are able to even get access to any of that stuff because they can't afford it. Being trans isn't simply just checking off the boxes of what you have done to just be trans. Being trans is who you are, and that's it. I saw the TV glow. There's a lonely teenager watching this under the cover of their blanket, 1 year out for parents. I see you. There's a whole community of people who see you. There will come a day where you are free to be yourself, free to express yourself exactly how you want to. Wait for that day. We will be here. I am aware that there are possibly people who are in a very similar boat, either because they live with their parents while they're in college or various other reasons. And I just want you all to know that you are seen. You are seen. You are heard, and you have family who are waiting for you and who are going to love you no matter what. And that family might not always be blood family. That family, you know, are people who you may find out in the world who are going to love and respect you for the person that you are, and they exist. So honestly, that's why it's really important to build community and to understand from the outside, for people to understand that not everyone is able to just leave their toxic environments, even though that they want to, and even though that they're really trying to. A lot of things are held over their head, and to completely ignore that and to wipe it aside and just like, well, just move. I don't think you understand. I don't think you've ever been in a relationship that is extremely toxic and quite frankly abusive. And in all honesty, like it's one of the things that just kind of really has rubbed me the wrong way while I've been out here in Massachusetts. Like the amount of waving away of concerns from minority groups, of people of color, of queer people has been quite frankly, and in all honesty, disgusting. And I'm saying this because like I've had conversations with people, especially whenever I was working retail around here, of how I talked about ACAB. I'm ACAB, full stop there. And one of my coworkers was just like,
You can't really mean that.
cops aren't that bad. I'm just like, maybe not the cops for you, but back in Missouri, I remember the cops almost shot a guy who was having a PTSD trip and nearly killed him because he had a machete in his hand. And what really ended up de-escalating the situation was the fact that a therapist happened to be right there. And like me constantly talking about how a lot of these laws and bills and anti-trans legislation being passed in these places are going to affect Massachusetts, and just them being like, well, nah, this is Massachusetts. We'll be fine. It's okay. No, you're not. You're not going to be fine. You're not going to be okay. I swear to God, if I have to shake people to make them understand, you're not okay. You're not going to be okay. If what is currently happening is going to continue, you're not going to be okay. And you're going to be like, oh, whoa, how did all this happen? It's because it's been happening in other states, and it has slowly been taking over other places. My home state, Missouri, used to be a deep purple state, and now it's fully red because over time, the Republicans took it over. They gerrymandered so that way they could cut out blue voters. And it's not talked about because, well, it's just Missouri. It's not that big of a problem. It is. Missouri is one of the states where a lot of this homophobia, a lot of this transphobia, a lot of this racism is born, and then it goes out to other states. It's just that because Missouri isn't a large enough state, nobody cares. Nobody makes a big noise about it. So I understand it can be exhausting, but long story short of this all is there are people in those states who are suffering who can't get out. And I want them to know you are seen, and there are people around you. There are people in your area who will support you for who you are. And there are people who are outside who are going to support you for who you are. You are loved, you are valid, and you belong. Hi, Fran here. I draw Tiffany. I wanted to let you all know that I no longer have a wife because I now have a husband. Everyone meet Leaf. Hi. I read all your comments. That's right. My partner is transitioning. I'm so proud of him. But it also means I've been learning how to be a woman from a freaking man. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm proud of you still. This is me, but with my wife. My wife is non-binary, and she is very, very masculine. Every time I've had a question about how to be a woman, she's like, I don't know. And so I've had to go to my mom or go to other people. But at the same time, though, there's no congrats on, hey, Leaf, I don't know if you're going to be seeing this video at all, but congrats on coming out. Proud of you. And it's just, there's no one way to be trans, and it's multifaceted, and there's many ways to be trans as well. And sometimes you can trade information with your trans partners as well. Hey, want to know how to be a man? I can kind of tell you how to be a man. Well, you want to be a woman? I can kind of tell you how to be a woman. And it's just trade information. But it's kind of funny how in a lot of ways trans people also find each other and end up feeling more comfortable about who they are around each other, because out of all the partners that I've had, even though T doesn't really say that they're trans, they kind of just say that they're not trans non-binary, which is a thing. Yes, I say non-binary people are also trans, but that is if they want to accept the label, and not every non-binary person takes the label of being trans, and that's a-okay. That's completely valid. But having dated somebody who is non-binary and bisexual has allowed for me to come out in a lot of ways and to feel comfortable enough with coming out, because it means I can just be myself. And finally having that comfort and being with somebody who's super supportive and super eager to be themselves and wanting me to be myself is absolutely amazing. And T was the first person where I finally felt comfortable enough to pour out so much information and emotions about myself that finally got me to realize that I'm trans. All right, and it's the end of the video, and I hope you all enjoyed this video as you've enjoyed the rest of them. And thank you so much for just being such an amazing community. No, seriously, you all have been absolutely amazing and fantastic, and I greatly appreciate every single last one of you. Yes, even you, even if you're not paying for YouTube memberships or Patreon or a Twitch subscription, I still really appreciate your view on these videos because they mean a ton to me. So, and as usual, I would like to give a huge shout out to my patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subscribers, because the support is very well and greatly appreciated, and it's helped a ton with being able to keep the lights on here in the cafe and with being able to make sure that I can pay my portion of the bills. So I greatly appreciate you all, and I'm so glad that you all find value in this content and a need to support it. So hopefully I can continue that going, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I'll see you next time for the next meme video. Have a lovely rest of the weekend, kids, and bye-bye. Oh, wait. Oh, hello? I'm here to spread capitalism.
Where's Alice with her shirt when we need her?
I know, capitalism. Me, I'm capitalism.
Yup.
Wait, I. Oh no, I'm sure Catalyst gun. She has it. Oh my god, I love that. Nobody tell Alice I said that.